Welcome. I'm Adam Miller, a consultant with the Art of Applying and a graduate of the University of Virginia's Darden School of Business. Today we've got a question from our Q&A vault about scholarship renegotiation. So let's dive in and take a look at what the client asked our consulting team.
Hey there, you're watching Ask the Art of Applying. In this series, admissions experts on our team answer real questions from our clients who are navigating the grad school application process. Watch this series to gain perspective and get real expert answers to your most pressing application questions. And if you're interested in learning more about the expert advice, editing, and guidance we provide for the grad school application process, watch the free training in the link below in the description. Be sure to like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more application success stories, application tips, advice, and encouragement. Enjoy the video.
He writes in and says, "Hi all, I hope you are all doing well and staying safe during these uncertain times. Given these uncertain times, I want to ask a question about the potential scholarship renegotiation process. To provide you with some context, MIT Sloan has offered me $25,000 one-off Dean's Fellowship for their MBA program. That's great. In early to mid-February, I tried to renegotiate this, asking them to increase the scholarship as I wanted to attend MIT really bad over my other options, Wharton and CBS, Columbia. But I prioritized funding over other topics in that call. They told me they had no more money on hand at the time, and they were waiting for other students with scholarships like me to reject the offer before they could give me more money. They also mentioned that if I received additional money, it would be no more than $10,000. So I'm starting to think about reaching out to them again, asking them about the status of this scholarship increase. Round 1 enrollment deadline has passed, and I know they have already released round 2 decisions. So they should have some visibility into which students are going and which ones are not. On top of this, financing for me has become a larger concern today than it was a month ago, as the pound has greatly depreciated against the US dollar. So interesting, we're getting into some finance here. Because this person lives in England, and I'm facing more difficulties than expected with local banks to finance my student costs. So I guess my question is, would you get in touch with the admissions office today, or would you wait until we have some more visibility around what's going on in the rest of the world and when more students have shaken out of the process? Thanks in advance." Our consultant responds to him and says, "Hey, you can certainly reach out right now." And I agree with that. This person should not wait and have long nights where they're worried about whether or not they're going to get a call or another email, or maybe just hear nothing at all from Sloan. Don't live in that world any longer than you need to. Go ahead and just reach out in whichever method you're most comfortable with. If there is, she says, if there's an MIT form that you can fill out for the negotiation process, do that. Most MBA programs, I don't think, do anything like that. So it's much more informal. And so she says, just another alternative is to do it by email. And you can also do it by phone. I think doing it by phone is another great option. In either case, have your consultant take a look at your draft renegotiation text. Or I would add, if you do it by phone, the bullet points you want to make sure you cover, and you could even role play with us how you think that conversation might go. Also, you can take a look, you can ask MIT, to respond to you by a certain date in order to help you in your own planning. I think it's totally fine to now throw them some deadlines as opposed to them always being the one in the driver's seat for, here's when you submit things, here's when you get it back, here's when we'll tell you. I think, especially given the fact that it sounds like you might be coming from overseas and needing to get all the visa application stuff together, it's totally fair for you to say, look, I'm going to need to know by this period of time what's doable and what's not doable. Plus, in your case, you've got other schools you might be needing to get back to. So, you want to show respect for them as well. And she concludes by saying, as you might have seen, we have a template for scholarship negotiations as an email to get you started. So that's another awesome resource that all of our clients who go through our accelerator program have access to. And it makes it so you just don't have to start with a blank slate when you're drafting that. So good luck. And the conversation here kind of stops and he says, thanks for the reply. I'm currently talking with the admissions office by email now, specifically talking to the admissions assistant dean that interviewed me. And I'll follow up and ask, for a specific date from that person to let me know. So to conclude, this is a tough one because this person got into multiple schools, had, it sounds like, different amounts of financial aid thrown their way, and it was unclear which one was going to give them the most amount of money. His dream school here of Sloan did not, come through with a full scholarship, so it didn't make it easy, nor is financing that gap now going to be an easy process for him. So that's why it's great to have an admissions consultant or a team behind just one person, right? The whole couple of dozen Art of Applying consultants can help with this and weigh in on these types of things so that you can maximize the amount of money that you're going to get from the schools, as well as figure out the timing of, is this the year that you want to go? Or maybe you want to try it again the following year and see if they give you a different amount of money or a different school, or, just really explaining to them how much paying for it is important to you and making sure you don't just take on a ton of debt or, God forbid, you can't even get enough in loans for some reason, it sounds like, from the banks you've been talking to. And now you have to, go through this ordeal where there comes a moment where you're not even able to pay. Now, I never saw anyone have that experience in graduate school where, their financial aid woes met them so high that they were no longer able to attend. But certainly it plays a factor in the types of jobs you're going to be recruiting for, the types of stresses you have in the months leading up to the program, as well as right when you graduate and you see the amount of debt that you've incurred during those couple of years, and, knowing that you're going to not be free of that for probably a few years. So it is important that you don't just focus on getting in to a school, that you also focus on this financial aid aspect of it. And we are more than happy to help people in any way that we possibly can here. We've got templates, like we already said. We've gone through this process before. We can role play with our clients. And so if you want any help getting into or negotiating with your dream schools, please reach out to us at theartofapplying.com.